We agree with Joe Biden. One time, when he said that, until he flip-flopped and changed his position. And yes, being president means being able to answer that call at 3 in the morning. And that's the one time we agree with Hillary. I bet you never thought Hillary would get an applause at this convention. She can be right. Well, no one can look at John McCain and say that he's not ready to be commander-in-chief. He is, he's ready, and we can trust him to deal with anything that nature throws our way, anything that terrorists do to us. This man has been tested over and over again, and we will be safe in his hands, and our children will be safe in his hands, and our country will be safe in the hands of John McCain. No doubt! I learned as a trial lawyer a long time ago, if you don't have the facts, you got to change them. So our opponents want to reframe the debate. They would have you believe that this election is about change versus more of the same. But that's really a false choice, because there's good change and bad change. Because change is not a destination, just as hope is not a strategy. John McCain will bring about the change that will create jobs and prosperity. Let's talk briefly about specifics. John McCain will lower taxes so our economy can grow. He'll reduce government to strengthen our dollar. He'll expand free trade so we can be more competitive, and he will lead us to energy independence so we can be free of foreign oil. And he'll do it with an all-of-the-above approach, including nuclear power, and yes, offshore oil drilling. Drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. This is the kind of change. Hey, you guys were ready to break out. Woo! This and a lot more is the kind of change that will create growth, jobs, and prosperity. Not what they want to do: tax us more, increase the size of government, increase tariffs, hurt jobs, send jobs elsewhere. We need John McCain to save our economy and make sure it grows, but we need him for a more important purpose. There's one purpose that John McCain understands, Republicans understand, that overrides everything else. John McCain will keep us on offense against terrorism at home and abroad. For 4 days in Denver, the Democrats were afraid to use the words Islamic terrorism. I imagine they believe it is politically incorrect to say it. I think they believe it will insult someone. Please tell me, Who are they insulting if they say Islamic terrorism? They are insulting terrorists. Of great concern to me, during those same 4 days in Denver, they rarely mentioned the attacks of September 11, 2001. They are in a state of denial about the biggest threat that faces this country. And if you deny it and you don't deal with it, you can't face it. John McCain can face the enemy, he can win, and he can bring victory for this country. Let's look at just one example in a lifetime of principled stands that John McCain's brought about, his support for the troop surge in Iraq. The Democratic Party had given up on Iraq. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, when they gave up on Iraq, they had given up on America. The Democratic leader of the Senate said, and I quote, "This war is lost." Well, if America lost, who won? Al-Qaeda, bin Laden? In the single biggest policy decision of this election, John McCain got it right and Barack Obama got it wrong. Senator McCain was the candidate most associated with the surge, and it was unpopular. What do you think most other politicians would have done in a situation like this? They would have acted in their self-interest, and they would have changed their position in order to win an election. How many times have we seen Barack Obama do this? Obama promised to take public financing for his campaign until he broke his promise. Obama was against wiretapping before he voted for it. When speaking to a pro-Israeli group, Obama favored an undivided Jerusalem, like I favor and like John McCain favored. Well, he favored an undivided Jerusalem, don't get too excited, for 1 day until he changed his mind. Well, I'll tell you, if I were Joe Biden, I'd want to get that VP thing in writing. Good change. Candidate John McCain said, "I'd rather lose an election than a war." Why? Because that's John McCain. When Russia rolled over Georgia, John McCain immediately established a very strong, informed position that let the world know how he'll respond as president at exactly the right time. Remember his words? Remember what John McCain said? "We are all Georgians."